Okay, okay. Okay, no news. Okay. Okay. So, anyways, a blessed and peaceful morning to everyone. So, this is still NCM 117A, patients care of clients with maladaptive patterns of behavior. So, yesterday we talked about how the National Health Services was conceptualized by one person, and that is Anurin Bevan. And from this conceptualization, it has become a cause. And after that, it became a legitimate, no, legislative order, or it became a law, no, for all people to avail healthcare services, most especially if they need it most, with lesser of the cost, but with accessibility to healthcare and services. No, in the Philippines, we have also come up with with a law, and specifically, no, we have different laws regarding the protection of or the human rights of each and every individual. No, and that is our habeas corpus, or our human rights. No, so but then specifically our government was able to come up also with regards to accessibility also for those people who have been suffering from mental health condition, or people who are suffering from mental disorder. No, and it started, it was an act promulgated in 1987, and just currently, just recently, 2 years ago, the Republic Act 11036, which is now the Philippine Mental Health Law. No, so siguro with this topic, and if you are in the higher education program, no, I will be asking you to make batikos, no, on the on Republic Act 11036. But since, no, we are undergrad, and our we have not taken yet nursing laws and jurisprudence, so let us observe, and let us probably, do self-directed studies and readings regarding how the Philippine Mental Health Law came about. What is the success story of the Philippine Mental Health Law? Was it fully implemented? Was it fully supported by government? Has the people, with this disorder able to, okay, please inform Yvette, okay lang, brown out sa bago. No, so but anyways, this law has been implemented, but the question is, was was the people satisfied, especially those who are into their care? No, so that's a question that may pass our minds for a while, huh? Okay, but then again, as we continue and as we read along, and probably getting bits and pieces of RA 11036, we would realize, that this might have been, there is wisdom in the creation of this Republic Act. No, but then how about the people? How about the stakeholders? No, are they given what that RA 11036 has in mind? No, regarding all of this, no, the policy, the act, no, even post mental services, no, and even physically the nurses and the doctors, especially the specialists, the psychiatrists that would attend to them. So drawing back, they also have the components of the National Mental Health Program of the Philippines, which is treatment, rehabilitation, and prevention. So you see, when we talk about mental health, there is only one institution that usually, is generally when we talk about mental health, and that is the NMHI, the National Mental Health Institute. No, so that is probably where the program was implemented. But how about those small pocket institutions like what we had, the PMHU, the BCMHCC, who have no, in a way, wala gid some budget coming from the government. And if it has, it's not even worth for one resident only. No, so this is how probably we broaden our mind why there are still people roaming around the streets with mental disorder. Kag nagadamo na sila. No, in the United States, no, the legislation came about in 1975, so it was amended, no, from this Community Mental Health Centers Act of 1963. So ginliwat. So there is least restrictive care. So in a way, it's already collaboration, that it is already inclusive of the family. No, so the family is one also factor that can alleviate or that can help manage the patients who are suffering from mental health. This institutionalization, so they can come up with their own protocols in each and every institution. No, in the United States, damo gid sila institutions, like in European countries also, they have a lot, no? And even in Singapore, they have a lot also of mental health institutions, private, no, and government-funded institutions, and also commitment process, no, on how well people would really be committed, not only in service, but also the benefit factors as well. So in 1980, the United States came up with the Mental Health Act, and it became a national plan for the chronically ill in 1981. No, so they are already catering, no, to those with for long-term, no, treatment. No, so and in 2002 is the President's New Freedom Commission on Mental Health under the presidency of George W. Bush. No, so the President's executive order is basically to recommend improvement and enable adults with serious mental illness and children with severe emotional disturbance to continuously live a normal life, still able to work, learn, and participate fully in their communities. No, in the United States and even in other European countries, even if you have been admitted in a mental institution, just as long as you have that certificate that you are compliant to medication and treatment, you are still able to work. So there is no disparity, there is no discrimination. Pero sa diri sa Pilipinas, you got to see that these people may ara manifestation, and these people are really discriminated from that of society. In a way, no, makita mo na sila in the streets, but in the US, you don't even know, no, that your coworker, your colleague has undergone medical treatment, no, mental health treatment. So the President's New Freedom Commission on Mental Health was a program, no, that is with regards to the commitment and skills, no, of those frontliners in mental health, that they may be able to deliver care and probably lead, no, that particular organization. No, that is why there's a very strong willed um, mental health act in the US. No, so the nurses are tenured, no, and the nurses are secured, and the doctors also are contented, no, with their responsibilities and with their tasks, no. And of course there is still educational growth amongst the healthcare workers, no. So for therapy, no, gone are those era wherein therapy sessions would include even, no, Ilaya is bloodletting, hydrotherapy, electro, shock therapies, and all of that, no. So it has become psychoanalytic already, that we continuously observe for how long. Nobody would know until the patient reacts, no? Or probably, no, sa atong nurse-patient interaction, we would start to earn the trust of the patient, no? So maistorya na siya, ma-start na siya istorya, and there and then we start our therapeutic communications, which is, no, all about being silent and being able to listen to the patient. No, so short-term therapy is focused on here and now. No, subong kadaan. No, usually when we talk about mental health, especially if you are, if you're joining, no, every year we are joining the mental health the PMHA. No, we always do that on a Sunday, either a run or a walk. No, and usually the students are required to do posters with, of course, no certain prices. No, we join even the respiratory month. No, usually it's on August. No, and most of the time we have several entries. So our entries would range from all categories. No, tanan-tanan. We have as much as 5 entries. Ang 5 entries na gina-decide na ginaplanuhan na nga sure win na. So if all if amongst the 5 entries and the three would win first, second, and third prizes, then because it is individual, no, the students would really use up the money. Usually they would use that in the council or in the SNA, no, Student Nurses Association before, for their projects, no. So if the prize money is 5,000, 3,000, and 1,005, they get all that money, no, and they only spend a little for blowout, no, but the rest is kept for their projects, no. So it's also a good thing, no. So mental health is here and now, no. The earlier it is detected, the earlier that this mild manifestation is seen and corrected, then there's a huge chance for the patient not to be admitted, and of course not to adhere, no, to long-term treatment, no. So in the US now, no, I saw this poster. It's the silent death of America's children. And it's all about mental disorder, no? Mental health condition. Children there, especially their parents working, they are in a position wherein they felt that they are abandoned. Nobody's listening to them. Kaya pag-abot, the parents are busy doing the chores or probably resting for a whole day's work. So they felt really abandoned. So that is why are though they felt liberated in a way, but that is how they feel really abandoned with nobody to talk to. That is why friends lang gid na ang ilang ginakaduan. So friends can be good or bad influence, no, and children in their own, no, they are isolated. Even if they had fun, they really felt isolated and abandoned, no. So those are why, or reasons why, in the US their cause for mental health is really very strong. In the Philippines, even in Asal, if we join advocacies like in nursing, every year I would always listen to and I would always hear advocacies regarding mental health, no. But it's very short goal, no. It's a very shortened goal, because most of the time it's nice to talk but we don't walk our talk, no. The important of advocacy is walking our talk, no. And as nursing students, probably if everything is going to be better again and back to normal, then definitely, no, we can start walking our talk, most especially in the communities, in the families, and our patients themselves, no, especially with regards to mental health, no. We are not only affected, hindi lang kita nga in school, hindi lang kita amidst the crisis, amidst the economy getting down, no, but how about these people? They may live a, doka resilient life, very doka okay lang, no, amidst everything. But how about inside, no, are they really contented and happy? Are they not scared of what would happen the next day and the days to come, no? So all of this, no, do they have something to put on their tables, no, in the future, and all of those stuff, it really would affect, no, a person also. So we have to be sensitive. That is why health ethics is all about the others, sensitive and genuineness in our concern for the others. And I think that is what every Lasallian should do, no, not only us nurses but all Lasallians, behind the backs of each other, no. That is how socially responsible we are and should be. Okay, so people who have experienced trauma are like followed, no. So 15 times, no, people would commit suicide, no. And suicide, we would say, no, always, no, you can see that in posters, it's a cry for help. But that cry for help, if the suicide is consummated, then definitely help cannot be on its way already. Kay natapos na. He already ended that plea that cry for help. So I have here, and it is quite interesting, no, about this, no, again, ano, and it's, I think it's one of the mental health advocacies, no, nga sang APA, American, or yeah, American Psychological Association, no, ang APA ta. So it says here, for alcoholics, 4 times more like people, no, who have experienced trauma become more likely becomes an alcoholic. So 4 times, no, because if we are traumatized, probably in love, probably in something that we did, no, probably our project became a failure, we just hated that person or two, no, and we drink, and once we start drinking, I would always say, once you pop, you can't stop, no. So it becomes a habit, no. So, and you never know it, you become an alcoholic. There are people who really cannot live without alcohol, no. In our communities, even if it's an impoverished community, people still tend, no, to nga may ara sila nga, they call it the tagay moments, no. So in the fisher folks in Bago before, in San Pinit, no, early morning, because majority of the fathers there are fishermen, so they leave their houses at 11, go to the seas at 2 a.m, and finish by about 5 or 6 a.m. So the mornings they sleep. So before they sleep, they wanted to relax. So amo nang ila rason, they wanted to relax before sleeping, no. While their wives naman, no, go and sell the fish, no. Others nga fisherman folk nga mga tatay, they would still wash the clothes, no, of their children, no, and before retiring to bed, no. So they may sound to be alcoholic, but they rationalize it for relaxation. And some people that I talk to would have a drink or two before finally going to bed, no. So but it becomes a habit, but we don't overdo it, no. So still, no, moderation is really very important. So for those who have been traumatized also, there may be 4 times more likely to develop sexually transmitted diseases, now most especially those who have been sexually molested, those who have been raped, no. So there is, a good and a bad side of that, no. The good side is being an advocate, no, in prevention of rape and so on. Others would, with that trauma, no, they become more sexually connotated, they become more sexually just to get even amo nang sa ila pinsar, but not basically thinking about themselves, no, or if they will be sexually transmitted STIs or STDs, or syempre the consequence of pregnancy also, no. Those who are traumatized have 4 times more likely to inject drugs, no. There are those who would say my problem is not a minor problem, no, it is devastating, no, and they start to do drugs, no. So but then of course drugs is very expensive, no, but there are people nga even if they cannot buy food, no, pero may ara lang sila sang drugs, no, because with drugs they say, no, you can forget things that you wanted to forget. Like example, the rugby boys and girls along Lacson streets, no. Sometimes you get pissed off and annoyed sa ila, but they're actually very harmless, no. They sabad lang sila, no. Their story was, no, a few years back, every time nga I talked to one, and I was asking, and I have this though I know people from the women and children's desk, no, from the Bacolod City Police Office, because they used to be the police officers, used to be our batchmate, no, in the graduate school. So every time we have Animal Olympics in the graduate school, it's the policemen and the nurses, no, the graduate school of of nursing. So kami na in grupo, and most of them usually, are are rescued, no, by the city. But then they always escape, no. And one time I asked one of the rugby boys there and girls nga, they're very young, they're about 16 at that time, no, and 15 daw amo nang ilang age, because the girl is older than the boy. Both of them are abandoned by the parents. Ko, is it nga gin-abandon ka mo or naglayas ka mo? And they just smiled, no. So but then the girl got pregnant, no, and amo na ning they live at the sidewalks inablang pakadto ka sa KFC. There's the RAKS, the Rocks Enterprises before nga, that is where they sleep at night, no. And pating baby under the pollution and all those draft, no. And I asked ning anong makuha niyo sa rugby, nga mo na siya, ma'am, ang rugby that rug costs only 10 pesos. And that can get you by for 3 days of no eat. You would not feel hungry. You would not feel very, very, tawag sina, kapoy, no? So that is how much the 10 peso worth of rugby can bring you. Sige, so rugby na lang kami, because the money that we get from asking for alms or probably watching the cars is just good enough to buy a diaper and milk for the baby. And mind you, the milk that they give to the baby is evap, no? Evap nga hindi na dapat, because infant formula is different from the evap milk, no? Or sometimes kondensada ko, no. So kung kabalo ka nga kondensada, grabe katamis, it would not be good for the baby, no. I don't know how old the baby is now, probably about 10 or more years old already. But that is the reason why, no, they endure they take the rugby to endure hunger and to endure also everything, no, ang environment, ang surrounding nila, no. So it would take also how you would also process and program your mind, especially if you sleep on the grounds, no, nga wala hapin, nga may tunog, may draft and everything, no. So that is the rationale. It is not good, no, but then we respect, no, how they understand that, no. They need further education, and with that, we hindi in as much as we wanted to educate them, I felt educated at that time. They educated me nga it's the social impact, no, of what is going on with our society now, no, that nobody took care of these kids, and that kid is able now to have a kid of and be responsible of her own kid, no, at that very, very young age, no. So people who experience trauma has 3 times more likely to use antidepressant medication. Antidepressant medication, like example, trazepam before, no, it's an anxiolytic. You can buy it over the counter, and most of the time they call it the banig, the whole like 10 or 12 nga tablets, no. And before in the IS about 20 years ago, no, may ara na nga amo na daw, no, mga taga IS nag-involve sa drugs because of that, no. So it's smuggled, no. Valium, it's Valium. The market value of Valium is not so expensive, and of course the market that they can smuggle Valium from other countries, no. So and sold per banig. So that's how, no, addiction also most IS students before has been a problem, no. So but that was taken care of, no. So mula subong we have policemen, no, kung may klase, who are in civilian because of that, no. So yeah, no. So antidepressant, no, but this antidepressant, if you take it nga beyond the dosage, it makes you high also, no. 2 things: make you sleep, or may make you manic or depressive, or it would make you manic as well. Those people who have experienced trauma may likely to have 3 times more, no, becoming absent from work. No, people, no, who are absent from work, no. We cannot say that nurses we are immune to this system, no. There are nurses who are drug dependent, and they continue to work in the hospitals until now, no. I have a classmate, he used to be my friend, pero kapag nag-uko na sa iya, no, makita ko siya, because he is drug dependent, but he's a very, very good nurse. He does his task very well, and he is even nurse tuna, no? So, but then he continuously is a drug dependent. It all started with him being accessible to this over the counter medications, this drugs which are used usually pre-op, no, and those drugs which are used to as painkillers also in the ICU, no. So when he was starting, he used to be always absent from work, no, kay tiga katulugan or hindi kagiyo or kasalakit ang lawas. Pero subong more than ever, no, he's been very, very active at our age. He's twice as active as any other batchmates we have, no, in our age bracket. So amo na siya ang effects ng drug. Subong he kind of took advantage of that effect rather than being disadvantaged, no, with being an addict, no. But of course ning as a subong, he is still working and he's respected also. Galing amo na he's a self-sworn addict, no. So also, people who experience trauma are 15 times more likely to commit suicide. No, so that's a given. No, those who cannot make it anymore, no, would commit suicide. No, so either consummated or attempted. No, attempted kung wala ka na dayon patay, consummated kung napatay ka gid. No, so but then those two, of course, no, um we have no right to take our lives. That's one thing for sure. So people who have experienced trauma is 2.5 times more likely to smoke tobacco. Tobacco is a stress reliever. It is and it was and it is, no, especially if you're stressed, no, tobacco is one of those nga makatuan mo. It makes you relaxed, no, more relaxed, I would say, no. Those people who experience trauma are 3 times more likely to have serious job problems, no. So um yeah, their jobs, of course, no, with their mood disorders, no, they cannot have one job, no. Usually, no, either they don't are not satisfied with their jobs, or the employers are never satisfied with their outputs. Okay, and people who have experienced trauma 3 times more likely to experience depression. Yeah, especially those who are isolating themselves and feeling themselves nga daw ka-abandon sa ila, no. So those are how, no, it is depicted in this poster, no, how people who are experiencing trauma. Again, nurses, we are still fortunate because we are able to cope. We have people to talk to anytime, anywhere, and we have, you know it's just an arm's reach away, no, from people who are already and always available to listen to us. Okay, so biological aspects of mental illness is inclusive of researches which are focused on treatment, no, so neurobiology, genetic studies, so neurobiology, so that will be the next topic that we will be having on the next week, no, neurobiology, neuroanatomy, and other neurosciences, no, that especially the neurotransmitters and how they affect our minds and our body as well, and how our body would also respond, and also our neuropsychotic drugs, no, that are in the market, no, with different brand names, no, but with the same generic, no, and it comes in a very costly price, no. So and of course treatment modalities, no, myelotherapy, group psychotherapy, family therapy, no, and of course other therapies that is inclusive of occupational and even, no, artistic and crafting, no, therapies, and even, no, physical therapies for our patients, no, and our residents who are experiencing mental health conditions, no. So we have here just a picture of antipsychotic drugs that we will also be I will also be presenting to you. So here we have the serotonin, serotonin, we have the histamine. Nga ang histamine, why is it also one of the antipsychotic medication? So we will be discussing that. Serotonin, of course, this is what we call happy hormones, and women have more serotonin than men. That's why kita yung nga babae, chill lang, no, kung may mga problema. Pero kita naman nga babae, we are so sensitive. We always have lots of stresses, no, like petty, maski halin sa pinakagaming gina-issuetan na. Pero we are still happy, no? So, dopamine receptors, how the dopamine works, no? Especially sa aton nga brain function, the alpha adrenergic receptors and cholinergic. No? So duwa sini, no? Adrenergic, no? Amo ni siyang like example, adrenaline, the effect is to makuha mo gid ang bilog, no, nga how do you call this, what you expect from a medication, no? So that's the adrenaline. And cholinergic, of course, it's also a brain stimulant, no? And these are all medication, no? These are the common medication usually given to the patient, but there are specific medication like mood stabilizers, no, anxiolytics, and all of those, no, relaxants, body relaxants also. Okay, so in the 1990s, they call it the decade of the brain. No? So that is why 1990s, no, for those born in the 1990s, no, that's the psychedelic era. No? So amo na ding mga rock music kung sa ina nga era, no, the disco sound, but it's nothing like the 60s and the 70s. I grew up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, no. It's the best time, especially for an era where expressionism and you know enjoying, no, is really very relevant, no. So it's an era of, you know, thinking outside of the box, and of course, no, amo man ang pinakagrabing era, especially in the 80s for addiction and all of that, no. So in the 1990s, no, mag-graduate na kami ni, no? So the US declaration based on the number of Americans affected by brain disorders. So it's called the decade of the brains because this is when and where grabe ang incidence of mental health disorder, no? So increased study of the living brain through advanced technology, and of course new psychopharmacologic agents were developed, no? So it's now the study of the brain. Amo ni siya ang breakthrough, especially in neuroscience, no, that what is it nga, why are there people experiencing, no, mental health condition, no, and why are there people, no, suffering, no, from dementia. So this is a very nice picture of dementia, no. All of these tornillos used to be the memories that you have, and with dementia it slowly but, you know, spontaneously, no, disappears, gone, leaving you with nothing anymore, no? So that is what, sige, your recent memories kakadula, and what is with those memories, happy memories that you had, no? Amo nang sa dementia, they remember the time nagapang baili sila because, you know, the baili or the dances, no? Ang baili, I don't know if you know what baili is, no? In Puroks, no? Until now, no? During fiestas, no, it's the best time of lives. No? They can probably, young women can just flirt out and everything and see their crushes. So it's the best time of their life. So usually, even in geriatric clients, the memory that they can remember is the time they had their first crush, their first kiss, and their baile session. No, so it's the baile, it's the dance usually that they look forward with, and these are all happy thoughts that they can remember. So if they're aged 80, they can still remember the first time they were in that dance floor, no, dance ground, actually kay balas ang imo, no, soil ang imo gina-dance sa nga area, no. So it's the decade of the brain, no, and realization of medication, realization of observation, and even using neurosciences, no, to address, no, what this disorder, no, or what is mental health all about, no. And of course the presence, no, therapies were developed. Amo na may mga psychoanalysts, no, neuropsychologists, neuropsychiatrists, and all of those, no, specialists in mental health. Okay, So, okay, so antipsychotics were given to 68.3% with learning disabilities. No, this is a census that was revealed that antipsychotic medication are given to patients with learning disabilities in specialists unit. No, so in a way, no, they have, learning can be, it's a long process. No, but then, no, kita, no, maski long process ka budlay, like ako, I'm very difficult to teach, but then I can learn on my own in the end. No, so but then they're given psychotic medication already to see how they would respond to that. No, so especially young children, no, instead of observing, instead of giving them therapies and commit their parents to therapy sessions, no, they're given medications right away. That is why they become more dependent on medication, and if they don't have that medication, naga remission, no, gabalik ang ilang or they can be easily provoked. No, so according to Stanley Victor Baskovich, because of my bipolar condition, I will have to take antipsychotics until I die, but hopefully a handful of them won't be the last thing I taste. No, so yeah, no, continuously, because if they don't, no, they become, very hindi man, not responsive, but very you cannot control them easily. The term that I wanted to use is they become unmanageable. No, I have the first-hand experience also with regards to our students who are taking antipsychotics. No, I would be a liar if I say wala kita estudyante nga who are undergoing mental health disorders. No, there are a handful, but then no, and they almost always share that to their classmates. But then instead of laughing at them, discriminating them, we should understand them. So my role usually, especially in cross-island affiliation, no, and especially in the psych, is to make sure that they religiously take their medication. Some of them would say, I will not take it, miss, so that I can drink coffee, so that in the evenings I can still do my task and can submit right away, no, my requirements. No, caffeine is contraindicated if you're taking antipsychotic medication. Pero in a way, they want also to finish in a natural way. So they wanted to have coffee. Pero galing kay unconsciously, they would manifest no symptoms no of kung anong ilang kondisyon. That is why very strict gid. Ako I would check the medical certificate if pwede sila makahalulu or might be poked seeing those patients who may have similar problems like them, or no, they would be no, to the disadvantage, no, especially if they are there. But we respect, no, these students, and now they're professionals now, that they're not ashamed, no, of revealing that they are into this antipsychotic medication, because in a way this also helped them, no. And again, no, Chakto na si Sandy Victor Paskevich, no, he is bipolar, and he should continuously have this medication. Again, no, treatment is pretty long and very expensive also. Okay. So the 21st century naman, at inyong century, this year included, no, is information systems and neuroscience and genetics, no. So that is why Subong, no, especially in Texas, no, they have what we call the part of their prenuptial, no, or the pre-wedding preparations is to go for a genetic counseling. No, remember in the United States, no, I also include this in my elective, no, parent and child, and also in bioethics. No, that there, no, it's so easy for parents to say, we wanted to live a marriage with no children. We're happy as we are. We wanted to enjoy life together. Period, and that's it. And we respect that. No, some of them are fearful, no, or for having to have a child with disability, no? So gusto nila perfect. That is why we have genetic engineering, that you can create your own child, but that is so against morality and ethics, of course, no? So even, no, the cryopreservation of embryos, no, like what Vicky Bello did, no, she is 64, and yet just imagine, her daughter is not even pila ka years old, no, so she's 60. Who could have thought nga at a woman beyond 55 years old is able to, have a daughter? And Scarlett Snow is beyond of what every parent would ask for, no? She's smart, she's pretty, no, and she is filthy rich, of course, no, hindi ta na maligar. But then, no, how can she do that? Of course, her a surrogate mother was probably, employed, no, outside of the country. But then, no, where do we know? Because Scarlett Snow, we cannot regard that she has the features also of Vicky Bello. Of course, that is from cryopreservation when Vicky Bello was still young, no? So, as soon as the woman menopause, no, syempre wala na naiyaya egg, no? So, egg cells. So that is why the cryopreservation is also undergoing a lot of scrutiny, no? If it's moral or immoral. But for me, it is ethically justifiable. But of course, the moral side, we cannot question because it is really immoral. Because God is the only one that can create us. Nobody can go beyond how God in terms of creation than God, of course, no. So it becomes an issue morally and ethically as well, no. So even the issues of mental health and mental disorder, no, it has become an issue. That is why grabe yung genetic counseling, no, in the US before you finally would decide if you wanted to have a baby or not, no. That is why most parents would have even, no, one time, big time, a triplet, a quintuplet, a quadruplet, no, etc. No, and because of that, also, there is government assistance. No, from the time the children are born beyond, no. So complementary therapies, which include aromatherapy, acupuncture, and massage therapy as well. No, massage is really very good for relaxing. Acupuncture, no, it hits those sore spot big time, no. And of course, if you wanted to relax, there is aromatherapy, but not too aromatic, of course, no. Lavender, um ano pa na, citronellas, no, and mints, no, are best aromatherapy, that can make us really relax, no. Okay, and of course here, no, information system, telemedicine. Our patients now are becoming more informed, no? Patients even in Corazon Locsin, before you finally know, because in the classroom I would always tell students, no, be ready with whatever cases you have. Read about it the night before, para in the morning you got to choose na lang. At least you have knowledge, no? And in the advent of technology, you can just Google, no? Your and kung madakpan ka sa CL, just show them na you are take the notes that you have had, no. So that's the advent of high end technology now, no. But in a way also it makes also our patients informed, no. They may not know how to read and write, but they understand, especially if it's audio, no. So in a way they know their condition, but of course we nurses are still there to give accurate, no, quote unquote, information to all of them. No, kailangan gid yung first-hand information. Sometimes what you read is not actually very understandable, no. So they can have that. And subong amidst the COVID, we can have telemedicine, you can have consultation, galing kay assessment lang kasang appearance, no, wala na kasang mga palpitation and all of those auscultation and such, no. But then telemedicine is para at least social distancing. Even in Lasal, by the way, nurses, our clinic is also open, no. Go to their website, the USLS Health Services Center, no, HSC, no, Health Service Center, and you can, as long as you have your ID number, you can have free consultation, no, with the doctors that they have, no. So this is now the age of information. And again, I was really kumbaga na-attractive ko sini. In the age of information, ignorance is a choice, no? So, ato na if you don't want to learn, ato na, or if you wanted to still be bobo and though clueless in everything. But yeah, this is a generation that once you take your computer, once you take your any of your gadget, information is there, no, overflowing, no. So ignorance is a choice, especially for us who are educated. Okay, so the 21st century also, cultural considerations is very important. So cultural competency skills on how we do about. Like example, in other countries, no, like in Asia, yoga is still one way of relaxation other than having medication. Subong China has a research facility for cancer, and my friend says it's more conservative than chemotherapy. So her sister, two of her sisters, the oldest and the youngest, have cancer. Ang oldest, Carol died, no, a few years back. She has cancer also of the breast, and the youngest sister is also having cancer, and the mother also have cancer. So Gyeoksan is still sick and have cancer. So they always go to China in this facility. Very expensive man, no? Because ang kay Kakaya, it's parang it's late na nga na-diagnose. Ang kay Gyokya is early na diagnosis. So they are into this facility. Wala sila chemotherapy sa facility lang sa China where they have alternative medicine, no? Subong my friend, I'm clueless, no, because I tried to contact her. Probably she's back, no, in I don't know where. Okay, she's doing her own research, no, regard. She's an architect, but she's really good in, when we were in elementary and high school. So she's like doing that, and Gyeoksan is still about and kicking, but it's really very expensive, no, in China. And these are all alternative medicine, no chemotherapy, alternative lang tanan, no. So even even relaxation techniques in India, yoga is still very beneficial, no. And all these are cultural, no. And acupuncture and acupressure, my sister is still into acupressure. They're in lockdown here, so in the Philippines, her body is really aching for acupuncture, but then we cannot get any good acupuncturist here in Bacolod, because the last time she was in Cebu, I think, no. So yes, these are Asian medicine, and it continues to give positive um, positive impact, to those who are still adhering to that, no. Health disparities, no, people say that's faith healing is taboo, alternative medicine is taboo, no. And people would always say that it's faith, no, that can heal you. It's not chemotherapy, it's not alternative medicine, it's faith that can heal you, no. And in the end, if they still continues to live, no, they would say it's a miracle, no. So health disparities, there we have different beliefs, we have different practices in terms of how we take care of ourselves, especially how we take care of our health, no. So um so that is probably one thing that in the Philippines, no, mental health is sometimes gina shelf lang, because Filipinos, we love talking, no? We love talking to our neighbors. Go to a community, aga pa lang sang banwa nagichismisan na, no, current events, showbiz, as I say, about the whatever is going on in their small community. So it also makes us, very sociable, and we are human beings, are social animals. We talk, we fight each other, we most of us fight to survive. So that's being a social animal, no. So in social science, we human beings, ako, I would say I would agree, I'm a social animal, no, because I can be very fierce, I can be very tamed, no, and we live to survive, no. So those are one thing that probably, no, give us, no, distinction one from the other in terms of health, no. Ang Americans, no, and Europeans, they're very very sa medical, no, sa technology and medical sciences. Kitaya may arak na. Who would have thought Manughilot is still existing? No, one in Central Market. The line is very very long. I think until now, no, para magpahilot, no, sa food manada siya, I think, no. Ang Manugluya is still existing. Why? There are still millions of Filipinos nga nagapati ini, no. So why is still offering nga may mga ara pa kita IP indigenous people who still continues their cultural beliefs, especially in treatment of certain ailments and health conditions, no. So and why are people still continuously living without access to any health whatsoever, no. So medical help also and medication. That's because of the culture is still very existing, tradition and belief. No, the future information technology, yeah, information technology, technological caring, no, in nursing, no. So Rosano Locsin, one of our Filipino theories, no, from Negrosanon from Dumaguete, is technological caring is the new in or the new trend, no, in nursing, um, profession and nursing practice, no. So that's, I think, one thing we are challenged also. But amidst the crisis, no, I read an article that I don't know, I forgot the place nga how we wish na robo technology would have, no, artificial intelligence in robotics would have been here with us so that no nurse can die because of COVID. No, I think she has wisdom, no, when she said that, no. But then again, human touch can never be replaced by an artificially intelligent robotech, no. So that for me, no, I'm still very conservative in terms of nursing practice. Social changes abroad, yeah, now it's climate change even, no. There are parts of the US na wala naga snow when it used to snow, no. This morning Delaware, I think is starting to snow, no. And my niece was like so excited na for the snow. Nag-snow lang this morning here in the Philippines. I don't know kung gab ito, I think, sa iya, no. And she was so excited, no. So yeah, because in New York the snow is really very taas na, no. Societal demands, of course, no. That is why people get stressed, especially if they cannot meet with technology, with the advent of technology, with the change of technology. Technology in a way helps us do our tasks and responsibility faster. But how about those who are not, we don't want to be indebted with technology though, no. So society demands entails technology. Look at what happened to the transition of education. It's a paradigm shift, no, from books, pencil and paper, and now children are in the premises of their home. And who are educating them? Parents are paying double. They pay the school, they pay the teacher, and they are the ones nga nagatudlo sa ilang estudyante. How about the parents who don't know how to read and write? No, those are the things, and I really admire Duterte for these small bits and pieces of from common tao maging kuha niya, no. So and implementation of online teaching amongst even in public schools, no, where some people don't have television sets at home, no, and all of those gadgets, no. So all of this, no. So but then societal demand, people would really work hard, especially Filipinos, no, pangabudlayan para maski cellphone lang, no. In Iloilo, can you just imagine students are have to climb somewhere else just to get the signal, no, in Panay Island, no. Even me, no, last May, April, May, and June until the early of July. No, when I was doing my interview for admissions, there are even students nga kapila ko na i-contact, and I told Adi to follow up. No, pag abot, because our interview is not face to face, but it's online interview. No, nga usar na lang namon ang messenger. So even if the messenger account is very personal, no, nga amo na ning miss wala kami di signal, so whatever, so I'll call you na lang mobile, so just let me see your and please introduce yourself to me, amo na lang gid na. And then we turned into I call her by cell phone na lang, no, because of the of course, of the connectivity also issues. No, so those are things that we have to also to consider. But this is now the world where technology is in, and I think 99% of the world is now. No, so access and cost of healthcare. No, healthcare is really very expensive. Accessibility is a question, most especially sa diri sa Pilipinas. 2023, no, is the target year in the Philippines for the universal health care, no, and this is the UHC, or the universal health care bill, that they say by 2023 85% of the Filipinos would have accessibility to healthcare and would have a healthcare card, no, nga para to access them, no, to hospitalizations, consultations, and all those medical and health care services, no. So but then it's 2021 now, no, and we got to see, no, especially ginsudlan pagit sang COVID, and not even probably 50% of the Filipinos were tested for COVID. So how can they say nga sa diri sa Pilipinas jutay? Because if we got to see, it's 500,000 people who are checked, no, with COVID, no. So some of them, there are deaths, there are recoveries, and there are still new cases. Pero it's 500,000 pa lang over the 100 million plus Filipinos, no. So that is one thing that ako ya, every time I know about the news about how many are positive, wala gigo, because it is just a very small fraction of the entire Filipino population, no. So again, no, that's a question also, and that's the responsibility should have been of the government. Okay, so trends in healthcare, no, so managed care, no, so subong managed care, like example in PMHI, the family is included in the management of care, no, so in the whole course of the treatment, 3 months they are there, no, they are one with their family member, no, in treatment and recovery. Evidence-based healthcare, yeah, inclusion of the community, inclusion of the family proved to be very effective in terms of mental health care, no, for those patients with maladaptive patterns of behavior. Advanced technologies, no, so yeah, we have ang pinanaton ka na usardi is teleconferencing, which is very very beneficial. We can tap experts, no, on their field, no, and probably listen to them. I think what technology brought me into is that I'm able to attend to several seminars, no. Tomorrow also, because Tony wanted to meet me, I said I'm waiting for, but I don't know, it's 11 a.m., no, US Canada time, no. It's a Harvard Business School. I started, I joined that, no, last summer because I had an invitation. Ang kung sino nag-intra sa ngalan ko, probably my LinkedIn connections, no, but then yeah, it's very beneficial, and I'm interested with their topic, no, for tomorrow, and it's about how are we na, how have we come so far in terms of education, distance education amidst the pandemic. So it's really worthwhile, no? Total 1 hour malang, no. So that's webinars, no, and it's for free, because if in the COVID, you would be paying thousands of pesos for that. And of course, client advocacy groups, no. In mental health, we have a lot, no. So very common is the AA, no, Alcoholic Anonymous, and of course those who have experienced domestic violence. They have an organization also, people that they can talk to, people who also experience that, but in the end survived, and able to share their success stories, no, and all of those. Okay, so these are advocacy groups. In the Philippines, do ka ara pagyapon stigma, but little by little, we are transitioning. Okay, so new trends in rural psychiatric nurses. So here we have we are primary mental health nursing, collaborative, no, primary. So we talk to our patient, no, face to face, no. We listen to them. And ako ya, in psych nursing, I always remind students, observe nonverbal communication. Kung gaano sila. So though phenomenology, no, sa research, though qualitative research nga, you try to observe and you get points kung ano ang iya nga, pati ang giho niya, pati ang hambal niya, pati ang niya, no, how the reactions and everything, no. So we also apply that, no, in primary, no, mental health nursing. Observation is really number one in assessment. Collaborative, but don't be judgmental. Be observant but not judgmental. No? Collaborative psychiatric nursing practice. So we collaborate. There's a nurse here. There's a therapist here. There's a psychologist here. No? Psychologist is different from psychiatrist. Psychologists are BS psychologists. No? So psychology sciences lang. No? So but then they are not practitioners that practice. Probably they do counseling, but not to the extent that they practice the mental health process yet. So it's the psychiatrists, different man na. Neurologists are different. Neuropsychiatrists are also different, no? And of course, nurses, no? Magambat na therapies, they have occupational therapies and they have other therapies, no, that comes, no, with their in collaboration, no, for mental health. Damo-damo tao sa mental health. Mayara pa ta medtech, no, and all of those. And of course, the auxiliary plays a very important role in mental health because sila nang taga-uyat sa pasyente if if they if the patients go beyond their normal, no, nga ano. So that's second. And clinical nurse specialists, no. So clinical nurse specialists, they're the ones in the US, no, they follow up patients even when patients are already at home, no. So that's part of their jobs, no. So mga NPs na sila, nurse practitioners man ang iba, no. So they go to the homes and they have interaction, no, and they continue to assess, no, how far the patient has become. Nurse psychotherapist, yeah, sa US uso naman ni subong, no, ang nurse psychotherapist. It's also specialized, no, but the first thing you have to be a psych nurse, no, and this is really very worthwhile, most especially if you change, no, the perspective of the families in terms of not only accepting but also already embracing the patient of who he is, no, because in that way recovery would be possible, no? A psychiatric nurse educator, no, I think most of us would want this. I really want this, no, an educator, no, in terms of making the people understand by educating them that psychiatric disorder is not contagious, no. Hindi ka ni malatnan unless nga ikaw mismo you already have this manifestation, no. So just a good number about shared psychosis, but then it is not contagious. You cannot be affected, you cannot be afflicted unless you have it, no. May ara ka na nga gin-provoke lang or gin-preempt lang, no. So psychosocial rehabilitation nurses, no. So these are also specialist, nurse specialist, no. So this is, ang ilani is to provide programs or activities that entail socialization, sharing, and probably just gathering around, no, this patient. Again, these patients may be manageable if a nurse is a nurse, no, with a human touch, no, with of course um human nature, no. This is, again, patience is a virtue in psychiatric nursing. Okay, so the concepts of practice in the 21st century is the integration of biological knowledge and concepts and reacquaintance with care and caring, no. So our knowledge about anatomy and physiology is really very important, but the importance is even knowing that health is not all about physical, knowing that health is an integrated process, no. So the 7 domains of health, no, should all be present, no, because the absence of one or two may not be making a person a healthy individual, no. So again, the physical or the physiologic, the mental health, the mental or psychological health, the emotional health, the social health of the person, the the spiritual health of the person, the educational health of the person, meaning to say nga he knows and understands, no, it's not because he doesn't know how to read and write, he does not understand. People still can understand, no. And of course, okay, the financial health of the patient, no. So integration of all of this make us, no, make wellness possible, the well-being of an individual also to its maximum. Okay, so um what is now the direction for nursing education? So, the direction for nursing education to date is to conceptualize the core psychiatric nursing content. No, so when we talk about the core of psychiatric nursing content, no, it's all about again starting from yourself, starting, from knowing yourself better than anybody. No, so if you have checked on your canvas, I had there the journal. No, so we were not able to, I have problems with my blueprint, pero what I did is to gin-isa-isa ko na lang per section. So I started with section C, and I already placed there the requirement. No, it's under. I think you try to check your assignment. No, it's journal one. It is self awareness. No, I wanted you to give me a brief description of how well you know yourself. No, so your weaknesses and your strengths. No, so you can just type it. No, on online text, no, sa dito sa assignment na mismo. There's a space there, I think, provided. I will be checking it afterwards, no, to check on that. But you still have until Friday to do that, no. And this week I will not be giving you a quiz because I will be asking you to do a Joe Harris window before we finally set foot and emerge ourselves in psychiatric nursing. Because starting the week to follow, we will have neurobiology, neuroanatomy, neurosciences, no? And after that, sige-sige na ta about disease condition, no? So I also gave there the examples of Johari's window, which I will also be discussing later, no? So yeah, the core, real core is kita. Because nurses, remember, we cannot give what we don't have. If we think that our mental health or our kita, how we see ourselves is so unstable, how can we help and how can we reach out others, no, who may need us, especially people, no, in psychiatric with psychiatric disorder, and even reach out to our friends, no, and call ourselves nurses, no, if we are not aware of our own capacity, of our own weaknesses as well, no. So that is one thing which is important, no. It's a start, no, for us to, um be comfortable, no, in again dealing with again nurses, no, I realize na subong, no, may ara kita, some of us may have inhibitions. Paano na lang kung mag face to face na? How ready am I, no, in facing again sa pasyente, no? Remember kadamo sa aton sang mga nga mga extra baggages nga gina-carry, no? Baggages like will the time come nga COVID free na kita, no? I think that is at this time, no, it's suntok sa buwan, no. I would not say it's impossible, but there's a possibility, no, especially now nga with COVID here, may new strain naman daw, no. And this morning ang Transcom na nira for a while nag-lockdown because of the 41 people who were tested positive. Again, imagine, nurses, no, it's so easy for us to look at the news, listen to the news about these people being positive, but we are not even aware, especially us going in and out or people coming to our houses, no, about the possibility of being exposed to the virus as well, no. So those are things that we have to consider, no, in as much as the hospitals are, getting ready, no, with us, no, coming to do affiliation again, no. It's easier said than done, because even if the nurses are already given vaccination, no, and the patients are screened, no, how sure are we no, we wouldn't be the carrier of that virus, no? Because first, no, that's why I shared this to Doc Bell, very importantly, no, it's either the students would have themselves tested, no, or vaccinated, pero we don't know because ang kita ya, ako ya for sure, ang test may bayad, but is the vaccine free? No? How about the teachers, the facilitators, the one handling and supervising students in the area? How can they be protected? No, most especially that they are not full time. No, they are not permanent. No, so they have, are they going to pay for their own, etc. No, so these are things that we also need to consider. No, so and the thing is, maano na ko, hindi na ko kabalo, ang skills ko nadula na. No, I would understand, no, because no, in a way 1 year is 1 year, no, nga wala kita practice, no, alangan naman sige da vital signs sa teddy bear, wala na iya, we won't get anything from that, or naubos lang tanan nga membro sa pamilya ta ginakuan ta BP and vital signs. But actual patients is different. Ang pamilya taya kung sala ang kuat ay ilang liwaton ta, ay liwaton ta liwat, but we cannot do that to our patients, no, with due respect to our patients nga sakit man akis magwa ka BP, most especially kung ginatun-an mo pa lang magwa BP, no. So those are the inhibitions that we have, no, but still, you know, we continue to pray nga kabay pa no, nga ano, because we cannot be called nurses if we don't have clinical experience, related clinical experience or related learning experiences, di ba? No? So identify critical clinical competencies, no? So critical clinical competencies, no? Yeah, this is an area, of course, no, and you know, patients in the ICU, ako ya, damo-damo kita, we have a lot of tasks in the ICU, pero one thing for sure, we cannot be annoyed by our patient because our patients most of the time are not responsive, no, so we do bedside care, wala siya ka-complain because most of them are unconscious, no, but then we have to carry out all the things that, you know, the routine things like bathing them, feeding them, no? Nga hindi oral, but NGT or kung iban, TPN, no? So all of that, no, that we do and carry out, no? How about in the wards, no? So in the wards, we're assisted by a bantay, but again, technically, hospitals are different these days because the nurses have to do everything because no watchers are allowed anymore, no? Except for cases, no, nga even the watchers are screened before they are finally, you know, admitted also with the patients in the hospital, no. So standardized measurable clinical outcomes is very important. Now, speaking of outcomes, your curriculum is outcomes-based curriculum, so dapat mayo ang outcome. So subong nakatenga ang aton RLE, but in a while, no, very soon, hopefully, God willing, no, we will be back also to regain and retain our clinical experiences and probably, no, for your outcomes. Remember, no, we have checklists here and there. Establish a national research agenda. Yeah, everything is all about research, and you are not new to research. I'm sure you're all experts on research now, no. So this is the new direction for nursing education, no. And in research here, no, it is equates to the our not only the outcomes-based curriculum, but wait, no, it also entails, no, our evidence-based practice, no. So evidence-based practice naton. So these are the two, no, that ang direction ang nursing education. Now our landscape is changing in nursing education from actual classroom setup to virtual classes and even simulated, no, skills laboratory and RNE. So that is a transition, but nurses cannot be nurses kung wala kita in real time and realistic related learning experience, no. So trends in healthcare though, in psychiatric nursing would be increased mental problems, no? Subong pa nga chimpo, no? Increased gid ang mental problems ta. Anxiety is here, there, and everywhere. All of us have felt anxiety, no? Some of you may say, "Ay, wala ko yung anxiety," but the fact that you bought a new dress and you were not able to wear it, would that make you anxious? I would think so. No, I have I have experienced a time in my life, your age also, that I was given a pair of new shoes. No, and I bought this new skirt, and hindi mo lang ako gali kalakat, no, sa party, no. So it made me depressed, no. So because my father would not allow me sang una. That was why the first time I went to the party, no, I was really happy sitting in the sofa and watching my friends really enjoying drinking, no, and smoking and all those, no, because it's a new experience for me, and these are new friends, no. No, in a way they are called BIs or bad influence, but then they did not influence me. It's up to you naman if you will be influenced or not, eh. No, so that is anxiety, no, having to have this, no. Ako yung may anxiety actually is I bought a lot of notebooks, but it was not to use, no. So instead, no, of buying new notebooks, no, kay kadamo-damo gid notebooks last February that I bought, no, and I love notebooks. I even ordered sa Shopee sang notebooks na bala nga basta na namian kung nga wala siya line, no, may dots lang, no. That's my fetish, eh, paper and pen, no. So I was anxious. That's why amidst the COVID, I attend seminar and I have consumed all of my notebooks already. No, but I was so excited, sana, for my son to use these new notebooks that I bought, no, and pencil cases and everything. No, because I usually buy a year before, no. Example class opening, I would buy school supplies again, no, from October, November, December for the coming school year, no, nga the next school year pa. So that also made me anxious, no, and of course updating and upgrading your gadgets, no, and for the children also, because they will be using um that for online classes as well. So it also makes you anxious. The anxiety of not filling in your cupboards, no? Kaya there are no grocery stores. So I'm also one of those guilty of howling, no, and overspending money for groceries when because immediately on March 16 when I left Lasal, 3 p.m. to 12 noon was the gin close campus na, but I was fetched around 3, so I have to gather all my stuffs pa. No, I was given an opportunity to gather some of my very important stuffs from my table. So like the for checking my students in the grad school, and my class record also, and also for my students in the undergrad. So I was so blessed. I was there in the Sal when it was the school was closed campus na. So after that, I went groceries and for everything, really putting my glasses on to check if ang expiry niya, because parang apocalypse nang nagwa, no. So we have always to be ready, no. So that's anxiety also. So that is why, I was mentioning DSM-5, no, being burnt out, being anxious, no, being depressed, no, mild depression, no, is already a diagnosis, and probably, 99% of that, if we are just honest to ourselves, also experience that, no. I remember Doc Bell in one of our meeting face to face last, I think that was July, or August, first week of August last year. That was the first meeting after the lockdown. No, so we were there, shield and masks and on, and social distancing. And she said, "You don't need to spend for lipstick anymore, for makeup, no, because it's online." But again, it's the same thing. No, it's just that, no, you just don't need to wear shoes nga and you can just sit all the time, no. So sometimes I do my class, no, in if I'm not in my dress, I will be in my shorts, no, just as long as it cannot be seen anyway, no. So that's increasing mental problems is also one thing that we are facing now. Provision of quality and comprehensive services, that's also one thing, no. Now we have telemedicine, we have online counseling courtesy of our GEC, also for the Lasallian community, and that I think is one of the um one of the leading nilang nga advocacies also. And I salute the GEC for that. Multidisciplinary team approaches now, subong, no? So we have people, and should we be able to educate the barangay health workers, no? Especially in addressing to this, maski assessment lang sang manifestation, probably our psychiatric or people who are experiencing mental health dilemmas wouldn't be able to reach, no, sa ila subong nga worst kag chronic na ang condition, no? So providing continuity of care, again, we have to educate the family, we have to educate the community on how we address this, no? So make everything realistic, not pretense, no? So amugin na siya, no? And we don't kumbaga wala ta ginasakyan, no, ang ilang mental disorder, no? Kay kung ginasakyan ta na, the more that probably we might be one of them, no? So care is provided in alternative settings. So alternative setting can be institution based, it can be home based, it can be, you know, a home away from home based, and of course community also is very much included in that, no? So societal changes is in a way, no, very beneficial also at this time. So deteriorating social structures, no? So when I say deteriorating in the Philippines, we are becoming so westernized nga I don't care about other people, no, to each his own, kumbaga, no? So we are not except in the provinces wherein, you know, when you're in Manila, most of the people live in condominium. Most of the people would, you know, be very busy with their lives, no? Every time they go home, they just go home to sleep and then wake up early in the morning again and to work, no? Kay katik long distance ang ila nga transport, nga travel or commuting, no? So but in the province, we can still call on our neighbors, and that's socializing, no? So we can still commune, we can still talk over the fence, no, or probably listen at the wall kung gainano da sila, no? So at least, no, in the provinces, no, but we wanted to have a fast-paced life, no? Pero ako, yeah, I still, unfortunate, no? I would probably never leave Bacolod, no? Because everything is, Bacolod life is very, very simple, no? So, and especially for people who are aging, no, very simple, not so fast, no. If you wanted to go to the mall is just there a few minutes away. So that's one thing that we have to be thankful for, no. So we can talk to our friends, we can walk, no, outside, of course, wear your mask, no, still following the health protocols, mask, face shield, hand washing, alcohol, nagkakabit sa sinturon mo, and of course, social distancing. Here pa is the global AIDS epidemic at that time, which the world, no, have been, this is kay Antay Otong ang black, ha, ginapangdugangan ko lang na siya. So at that time in 2088 is the AIDS epidemic, no, epidemic man lang na siya, but you know, we also follow social health protocols. I would say social health protocols because AIDS is somewhat sexually transmitted, or it is blood and body fluids. So unless nag-lips to lips ka mo da, then there's a possibility. But my friend who is an expert in AIDS, no, infectious diseases na siya now, a hematopoietic nurse specialist na siya in the US, no, he would always mention that, you know, it takes gallons of laway before AIDS would be transmitted to you, no, through kissing, lips to lips, no. But kun blood, of course, no, and you know, sexual intercourse, that is something else, no. So but then this is addressed, no, kita sa Filipinos not so much on sexual intercourse man and kissing, nga mga torrid kissing, that stuff, no. So it would not be a problem, but the incidence of AIDS is still present, no. Cebu, Manila, and even Bacolod, very high incidence of AIDS, no. No, in Corazon Locsin, we have a facility there para sa AIDS, no, and everything is confidential, no, and you can have yourself tested there, no, if you have multiple partners, and it's confidential, okay, and you will be secured there, no, and it's for free. Increased violence, yes, no, so even in the US may mga issues na about people, no, against the government. Wala pa nakapungpo si Biden ara na, no, in Myanmar, no, the newly elected leader was even ginko attempt, no, kagin um coup attempt, or we call that coup d'etat, no, in English, no. So gin ano na, no, so now the US is mentioning that they will be protecting Myanmar, no, from probably it's a terrorists nga ano, or probably it's just a mere coup attempt, no, so or coup d'etat. So that is, yeah, increased violence here and everywhere, no. So may ara gid, no, discrimination. It would start from discrimination, race or whatever, no. So it is still there even in the Philippines. So the DND, the UP people there, no, na they are kumbaga, no, pointing fingers, military pointing fingers, that they are, they are recruited for communism, no. Again, it's your ano naman, for us, no, kung student pa kita, like in LaSalle before, because ang LaSalle is very open, but not, we're very active, no. But sa LaSalle mismo wala ta, but we always, voice our and raise our voices and amplify our voices, and that is heard, no. So even in my time, no, we join rallies because we are so radical in the salsa. Subong ila na subong mga prayer rallies na lang ang inyo, ang amon sa una rallies kanday Miss Villaya gayga tener pa niya sa plaza sa rally, no, sang ilang time ang amon, not so much. But then, yeah, we also, no, have to be careful also even sa school, because subong young people are very open-minded, and not open-minded but very vocal in terms of what their mind is into, no. So inadequate access to healthcare, that is still a problem, no, before and is still now, no. Even if in other countries ara na, the Obamacare, no, is also evident, no, about especially those who are unemployed in the US before, but after Obama there is Trump, no, and subong it's Biden na. So that's in the US, and in the Philippines, the same thing. Now, the accessibility to healthcare, of course, hospitals are open. They cannot, they cannot refuse patients already, but still, no, access to medication and treatment still seems to be a problem. Rising poverty levels, of course, amidst the economic crisis all over the world. This is a global phenomena. So, who would be saying that? We are stable, no. Even the US now, stock prices, no, are very low, and the dollars is very low, no. It's in its lowest, no. It's especially sa diri sa Philippines and exchange. But anyhow, no, we are continuously striving and continue to to put ourselves back, no. And that's what I think all the leaders are thinking right now. Rising poverty levels, no. Yeah, no, but in the Philippines, you will be surprised. Social Weather Station reveals that only a good fraction of people in the Philippines, ang mga Filipinos, says that they are beyond or below poverty level. All of them claim that they are in the middle. Probably on my end, no, I would say probably they're contented with what the government are giving them, no. While the people who are staying in the middle class continue to remain and retain in the middle class, and even more impoverished, because they really have to work to earn and to work to feed themselves. Well, these people in the low strata of society, they are more dependent on the government, and that is just my own perception, no. COVID pandemic is also what is going on now. Every change, it is 360 shift, no, and it's paradigm shift, especially in education and even in employment, no, that everybody, it's a turn, 360 degrees turn from office work to work from home, no, and so on and so forth. And now the most popular is connectivity, no, the most kumbaga, people who are getting richer and richer are those who are involved in technology. And of course, global economic crisis, no, I mentioned that already, no. So here, save one life and you're a hero. Save 100 lives and you are a nurse. No, and I think that would not change nurses, in as much as how our society changes. Nurses remains to be the unsung hero in healthcare. No, so yeah, we're not only saving one, but we are saving one life from the other. No, so it's one, 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 one until probably you have invested in 100 lives already, and the 100 plus plus lifetime. No, so kung ginaisip ta lang, no, ako sa una, I started counting the number of patients that I had. No, ginabutangan ko ba na, I mean, I did not count, pero I started jotting down. No, so in a week, probably I have 3 patients. So 3 patients in a week, and our duty sa una is every week, no? So duty in the morning, classes in the afternoons until the evenings, and that's every day, no? So ang pahuway lang na namon is Animo Olympics, kag examination, term exam weeks, no? So every day, if you have an averaging of how many patients, 3 patients in a week. And kita, no, in our nursing calendar, College of Nursing calendar, 18 weeks na siya, minus 4. Ang 4 is term exams, prelim, midterm, and term, and Animo Olympics every sem na ha. Kay may Lasal week man ta on the first sem. So, amo na siya. So, that's minus 4, that's 14 weeks. So, in 14 weeks, if you have 3 patients in a week, or 2, butang tabi 2 lang in a week, you have 28 patients per semester. So, would that give you more than 100 patients, no, in your BSN? No, so I think you should start counting now, no, especially in the special areas, no, in the special areas, like example sa OR, you assisted in one surgery, no, like ikaw ang scrub, the next patient you had, you were circulating. So in a day, probably you have 2 patients, and you multiply that on how many days. So by the end of your student years, no, after 4 years BSN, you are now counting, no, with more than 100 lives that you have served, more than 100 lives that you have touched, no. So that, I think, is an inspiration for all of us, and I think that inspired me, that when I became an OR nurse, I started counting on how many cases I have assisted. So in more than 10 years, probably I had more than 500 cases that I have assisted, or even 1,000 if I would count minor and medium cases, no. So that is experience, and that makes us, no, makes our life worthwhile, no, because we have touched more than 1,000 lives, no. In our lifetime, probably we would be touching more than 1,000 lives, no. So in as much as society change, nurses can never change, no. And this, amidst the crisis, nurses remained and still remains to be the hero, but not anymore the unsung hero. We are the real heroes of our lifetime. No? So healthcare trends, we have diverse practice setting, no? Nagalain-lain na. Intensive community programs like in LaSalle, CHN is very important. But mind you, in the US, they have another program for their community health nursing. Now, a friend of mine, the nursing director for the New York's State University sa ilang nursing program, Dr. Emerson Iya, no, me and Doc Shailas and Miss Dora's batchmate, no, he made the program, no, and he's an author of the book, no, with he did a book with Joyce Fitzpatrick, no. So I met Dr. Joyce Fitzpatrick also some time ago, no, when she was able to visit the Philippines, and I was given a privilege to also meet her in person, no, sa PNAA, no, Philippine Nurses Association of America. So she was also an invited guest there, no. So she had a book with Emerson, and it's about also interpersonal relationship with nurses and patient, and Subong, Joyce Fitzpatrick is focused on nursing education, and Emerson, Dr. Iya has also made a program for the community health nursing in the U.S. No, because he said parts of New York is not what we see in the movies, it's not what we see in television, in the news. Ngam daw kapang Manhattan na, daw kapang makita ta ang Golden Ball every New Year. No, so there are still people that we need to reach out to. So that was why he made a program, and he even shared that to us. It's just that I was not listening when he was talking, because I was talking to some of our batchmates at that time. So yeah, no, so community programs, reaching out, no, I don't know, but if God willing, also we are would still be continuing our network, no, which is in Taiwan, no, where we do our community extension program, no, and the last time was Miss Barbie and Doc Chua that accompanied the students in Taiwan. Kay duwa lang to silang may ano tawag sina may passport, no, so it's a good thing because in Taiwan also we you would be experiencing um, how they do community health, no, there sa Taiwan. Yeah, ang community is not the Granada nga palapad in Taiwan pataas, because they have condominium units that is their low cost housing there, unless otherwise you really go to the far-flung communities nga where they plant ano na tawag ang mga tea, no, mga green tea, mga amo na nga farm gid sila like rice and everything, no. So in Singapore also we have an invitation, and we still have a linkage with Singapore regarding their CHN programs also. It's just that Singapore is very expensive, more expensive than Taiwan. Pero ang sa Singapore naman, their doctors come to us in our communities, and the last time that I heard was that like hambal nila is excited na daw sila for the new community in Granada, no. So they usually come mga March, April, no. So amo na nga time to sa ilang middle, no, sa aton dia summer. Pero kung makaano ni subong, they can be with you in your CHN also. But they are students of the College of Medicine, not the nurses, because the nurses they say is pigado to ya. It's government ano na iya scholars, no. So but the doctors they pay, no, from their parents' pocket, no. So they can afford to have a 2-week na CHN exposure here in the Philippines. Kung diin kita sa nursing, dira man na sila ga CHN, no. So that is what it is now, and they realize nga, and the community really enjoy being with them, and also our students, no. Home health is also very important now, no. So we have telemedicine, biomedicine, and then you can stay at your home, and subong pagit, no, nga ma-quarantine ka na. Amo na ng pinakain nga term, it's not home care, but it's quarantine, no. Ikaw na lang, no, you isolate yourself. Mobile crisis centers or units, no, ara naman na siya. And of course therapeutic foster care, no. So there are a lot, no, you tawag nga in between, no, sa imong house, and ano, so we have long-term facilities also, no. And there are those nga people, no, other people would be taking care of you. And of course respite care, which is also now, no, very in other countries. Okay, and here, no, just a feature about of course, no, local health healthcare trends, no. So of course we check the features, no, of these facilities, our exposure, no, and how we continuously experience, no, something. So to adhere to a good mental health condition, no, is to always see what the beauty around us. And probably most of us realized this during the lockdown, nga you don't need to go abroad, but in our province alone, you can just makalapaw ka lang sa Bacolod City nga boundary, ara ka na sa Don Salvador. It's like a different place already. And people would say, ay, parang ara ko sa Tagaytay, no? Or if you just go out from the boundary of Bacolod, Talisay, and you reach Silay, you can go to Patag, no? And you got to see an entirely different, do ay nga, why would I go to Bohol? Kaya do may ari man nagli, di ba sa Bohol, you can go to that park, no? Gamay man lang siya ganing do ka foresty, especially if you're going to the Tarsier Sanctuary in Bohol, no? So all of these features ara lang na siya, no? It's just that we were given the opportunity time, no, to seek, and we find it very relaxing without spending a lot of money, no. So exposure, proximity to nature, spend time in contact with nature. Again, we are fortunate because in the province we are always with the nature. And subong pagid, no, people would transitioning, no, nagplantito kag plantita, so it's more on living with the nature already in your homes, no. Even if you don't have a garden outside, you can do it inside your houses. Experience is, experience cannot be an experience without interaction with other people, no, socializing with other people. And of course the effect is a good mental health and psychological well-being, no. So I think this is the new trend now that we have, no, especially in terms of finding out, no, how we can make do with what we have, no, amidst the COVID. Subong very funny pa because the children are not allowed below 10 years old to go to the malls, or even, they can just be left in the car. Pero pinapagid ka sad story is that if they're in the car, they have to be in their car seat, no. Oh my God, nga macar seat ka pa. Kung gasakay ka sa tricycle, macar seat ka pa. I mean, those are very funny nga probably they have to do feasibility study first, no, before finally they come in a conclusion, make it a protocol again, no. But they claim that it was already signed by President Duterte last year. But it's so funny, no. Do ginasunod nilang Amerika, the United States, majority of the people there own their own car. In the Philippines, yeah, if you commute, I mean, so it would be leaving the children. That's why I was telling my husband, should the children have voices, ano na lang ning hambalo nila? This is illegal detention, no? Leaving them all alone every time, no? Kahit may mga protocol for the car, they cannot even reach the tani inang lagaw-lagaw lang, they are able to join their family in lagaw-lagaw. So it equates to one thing. No, everybody should stay at home because you cannot leave with your children left at home, no, nga below 10 years old, no. So I think, no, those are really stressful, no, it made me stress out actually, really. No. So oh my God, no, very, what is going on and happening to our government, no. So collaboration of nursing organization is very important, no. So coalition of psychiatric nursing, so they have organizations there, no, here and there. And in the Philippines, no, sang una, I'm a member of Damo-Damo, no, the Philippine Mental Health Association. But subong, we have no office anymore for Philippine Mental Health Association. It was TET, no, Miss Rose Octaviano, who is the president there, and I have a couple of friends, no, nga mga psychiatrist nga friend ko. My best friend, Dr. Rico Herona, but he died already. He used to be one of the active members there. He's a psychiatrist, no, and we would always talk. And he's not my childhood friend. I just knew him, no, when he was starting to, and then when he left, no, also, lang may bonding kami. But then, unfortunately, Rico died of a heart attack, no. So yeah, no. So but he's really nice. Every time he hold classes in the College of Medicine, so every time he sees me, manawa siya, manitsit sa manin ko to, ay, and then we would talk. But he's a very, very nice person, no. Rico, may you rest in peace, no. So American Psychiatric Association, that's the APA, no, and they have been very active and continuously being active, no. And the ones that we are using for the APA format is designed by the APA, no. Amo na very Kisama kung hindi ka kabalo kung anong APA format, American Psychiatric Association na gali. No? So that's how active they are. No, International Society of Psychiatric Mental Health Nurses. No, theirs is usually, no, especially if they hold conferences, most of the time it's all about schizophrenia. Amo na kisa nga daw ka o daw overwhelming na kay here and there it's schizophrenia, but schizophrenia had been very evident, especially in the new era. No, people gaamo na siya, and then of course no our Alzheimer's, no, who have been eating up, no, most of the memories of our elders, no. So that's also one thing, very alarming, most especially kita. They say exercise your brain every day, so try thinking, try playing games because it's critical thinking. Kuno ang games, especially the wordscape, no, and the jewel mania, no. Lingkod Tetris lang nabalaan ko. Sing nila, that's also very critical. And what the children you are playing, like one of us is also very, very critical thinking, no, that you use your strategies, no, to win the game. No, sometimes it's becoming very violent kay competition, basta competition amo na. But it would really make your brain active, though no, we don't overdo it, no, kay it can be very addicting, no. But then again, that's what they say. But then there are people nga I know nga nagka-Alzheimer's, and they are really, probably gikapoy man ang ila brain of thinking, because Alzheimer's is like this, no, little by little dementia, all your memories are lost until nothing is left, no. That is why people don't die of Alzheimer's or dementia. They die of secondary conditions like makaon sila, and then in a split of a second, no, they are kumbaga na nadula ang ilang focus sa dira, and then they forget all about eating. I have an 85-year-old aunt, no, she's suffering from dementia. She is single, so that's one of the predisposing factors, no, kung single ka, no. So but then we are always playing on her, no. So one moment she's there, the next moment she's already out, most especially if the gate is open. But it's just good everybody in the community knows her because she used to serve the church on her younger years, no. So that is one thing, no? She forgets everything. Amo na siya, I learned from her, it's the baile that she can remember and the good times that she had. She cannot even remember nga when we were small, she would bring us all to Iloilo to see what provincial life is and all of those, no. So it's just very sad, hindi madumduman, but she can really recall details, and her sisters, including my mother, can confirm that, no. Very detailed description of what are those. And I told my mother and her other siblings that these are her very important memories. That is why she keeps on recalling that. And she drinks coffee 10 times a day, pero hindi na iya ubos, kaya matimpla na siya, isa lang nakakutsarita, and then she forgets all about it and then go out again, no. And then if you ask her, matimpla naman na siya liwat because she drinks coffee good, no, when she's still is in nga sane, no. So hindi man na siya insanity, no. But then amo na, and then mahambal ka na imo na nga kape kasi hindi ako na yan nagtimpla ya. Ako naman ginapasibaw na yung timpla na. So I told my cousin nga, leave the cups there. Kagpalantawon sa iya at the end of the day, o pila kabilog kaping gintimpla mo nga wala mo gininom. No? Because usually na-melt na, no? So you cannot save it. Kaya nabutangan niya na hot water, kaya i-dispensary ma lang. No? And then, get 1 teaspoon to taste if it's already good, and then wala na. So siling ko, do not worry, kaya hindi na siya maano sang coffee, no, ma-overdose ang cafe. Kaya ginako ay tag isa-isa man nakakutsarita mag-taste ya. So all of it naka-line up. And may kasi amo ni siya dayo sa manang indayo, so at takabay total pisla mal teaspoon is not put in the end, yung isa naman lang ka-cups ng coffee ang na-consume niya. So that is dementia, no? And Alzheimer's. And of course, Association of Child and Adolescent Psychiatric Nurses, no? Kung this is specialized na, especially for young children. Understandable ang adult, but for young children, it's so sad because they have to undergo this, no? This situation, no, in their lifetime, no. So one thing for us psychiatric nurses is resilience. No, resilience in a way, no, for us to probably recover and go over with certain traumas or certain bad events that happen into our lives. No, so that probably makes the Filipinos very easy, very fast to move on, and that makes Filipinos the happiest people on earth, that amidst the crisis we still continue to smile and do karaoke, no. So here, no, I have here and wanted to share this with you. No, it's not in Debra Antay-Otong's notes already, but in a way, I wanted you to be inspired. So here, it takes a special form of caring to be a psychiatric nurse. People with mental health issues rely on psychiatric nurses to manage their complex physical and emotional needs. Take note how we are appreciated, complex. No? Psych nursing is a fulfilling career that offers a variety of challenges every day. Yes, I'm telling you, every day is a new day. No? Even if you think that you are doing routine work, no, in psych exposure, but you would realize, no, even the Can's tense question, you find it very redundant, no, every day pamangkoton mo, but in the end, you would realize, no, the purpose and how special it is to realize that your patient's ability, no, probably kung mag-consistent, and disability kung hindi siya consistent, no. So psych nurses work with children, teens, adults of all ages, no, all ages. They are skilled in treating people with anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and substance abuse, to name a few, no. That is why nurses, we have to be self-aware, no. Again, we cannot give what we don't have. We cannot give that specialized care if we ourselves have some hang-ups, no, have may not be able to overcome certain um, events in our lives, no, that continues to bother us. So we have to throw away or leave that excess baggages behind, no. One thing is for sure, no, there are friends, no, we are there, no, as the Salian family, to keep you or get you by, no. This is also known as the psychiatric mental health nurses, PMHNs, no. The APA, or the American Psychiatric Nurses Association, no, are provide mental services for individuals and the community. So a psych nurse must be good in communication, no. But nurses, take note, wala ta ginasakyan ang ila nga disorder, no. Wala ta naga-pretend, no. We have to be good in relationship skills with no pretense. It's all honesty and integrity. We have to be flexible. We have to be flexible all the time. We have to be flexible all the time, no, to be able to adhere, no, to uncertainties of our patients. And it's unpredictable. We cannot predict what would be our patient's behavior the following day. So that is why we have to be ready, no, we have to be armed, no. Girl Scout kita, we have to be open towards diverse lifestyle, no. So we have to be open in terms of how we deal them, no. Again, no, we have to listen, pero hindi iya nga silinga join them, no. So it's different, no. And again, no, I mentioned earlier that there are people who would say nga, who would be sometimes afraid that they can see a reflection of themselves towards their patient. So ini kadaan, in processing, we have to process this, no. Your facilitator need to process it para hindi na magdamnan, no. Kay ang kululbaan is that gamero rice na, no. Very difficult to explain, but I will surely help you once we are there, no. So strong foundation, the basic and behavioral science, it entails one good nurse to be very objective, especially in her observation in becoming a good psychiatric nurse, no. So this is by the nurse.org career guide services, no, .com. Okay, so wait. Okay, karon na si Juarez, no. So here, overall, no, you know you're a nurse if you can almost see the germs growing on the countertops or doorknobs, no. So we try to check it out, no, kita nga nurse, no. Amidst the pandemic, it is so funny. In my Facebook and Messenger, there are a lot of stuff, no, that our nurses are sending me, and I said, here we go again. No, nurses are really something, no. Most especially, probably I received about more than 100 probably, no, from 1,000 nurses friends that I have, about regarding those about how the superheroes, no, really bow down when the nurses were walking, and the doctors and all, no, the frontliners, even the ones were bringing map, no, auxiliary workers in the hospital were passing by. So it made me realize that, nurses, we are really different, no, and we really mean business when we talk about nursing, no. We have been unsung heroes for a long time, no, but then um yeah, we are now recognized. Okay, so not even sa Gallup, no, they don't have the 2020 results yet, but definitely we still will be holding the number one slot, no. So we are so OA, no. So we see germs, no, technically, no, germs, no, in the doors and countertops, no. So a nurse, don't get excited about blood loss unless it's your own blood loss, no. So blood loss, people gets panicky, no, nga makakita sa blood gaga-scatter. Pero ang nurse ya chill lang, no, unless iya nangahalin sa blood, kay of course she panics, she would be panicking. You've told a confused patient your coworker's name and told them to just give a yell if they need anything. So that's what nurses are doing, no, kisa kung tamaran, no, but then there's always a button on the patient's headboard, no, nga para to toggle on the nurse, no. So kita mahilig kita mag-endorse sang atong co-workers. You basted your Thanksgiving turkey with this syringe, no. So it all started because ang una, when we were in college, no, we have this chemistry class, no, and in our chemistry class, I think it was with Miss Saison. No, I don't know kung buhay pa si Miss Saison. No, we were doing in the laboratory there at the science laboratory. And one of our projects, since it's almost Christmas time, is to prepare something which entails preservation. So ginubra namon chicken ham, no, ham. And ibas mo na siya tanan, and our teacher was like, I can still remember it very clearly. She required us to bring syringes, no? And that time, ang available niya syringe is 20cc, no? Ang 50cc ay usually ara niya sa hospital. If you wanted to buy sa hospital mo na ibaklon, because these are used for asepto syringe and for medications sa una, sang wala pa ng mga infusion pumps, no? Ang infusion pumps, you just put the syringe there and it's the infusion pumps that regulates, no? I-program mo lang. Sang una, if we give magnesium sulfate to an eclamptic patient, we really have, paghambal ng 30 minutes, we really have to be at the gluteal area, gapalang nguy-nguy nakadayahatag, no, small doses nga ang 50 ml dapat 30 minutes. So gina-compute na kung pila ka how much approximate nga para ma-consume ang 50cc nga for 30 minutes. So it's really manual. So thank goodness there's infusion. Thank you technology for the infusion pump. Nurses no longer need to So kami 20cc, and then our teacher told us, sige, put the solution there, no. So it's sugar and tong ginabutang namon, no, and pineapple, and then inject it, no. And we really enjoyed injection, no. So amo na tong practice namon sa injection. Remember, chemistry is taken first year first year in college. So pagka sadyahan kami mag-injection, kag ginatago namon na injection, no, keep in our bags and make it hang like a keychain. Amo kami so napating dextrose IV line, no. There's one staff in the hospital that if he likes you, no, kung nanamian siya sa mo, mahambal siya, o ko ato hugasi ito, no, kaya anyway, basta wala man lang blood nagsuot, pero subong we have to be cautious na we don't play with ano, okay, because remember it's bloody fluids also, no, so it might be contaminated, pero so una daw wala pa to yan. And he makes like a fish or a bird out of that IV tubing, no, nga inughaboy man lang. No? So that's probably how we busted our Thanksgiving turkey with a syringe. No? Hindi lang kamot injectionan gid, no? And you got to see how a nurse injects those basting on chicken or everything. Lain gid ya may ara gitaya style. Ang iba na iya is to hold the syringe like this one, no, and then pin amo na. Pero kung nurse ya amo na iya maghatag, no, maski manok lang na lain gitaya. We wear to work what we used to wear to bed. What does that mean? We wear scrub suits, and scrub suits look like PJs, no? So sa una na huyagi ko na mag-usar, no? Especially kung magpuli na mula na hindi ko kasaho, no? Kay daw pajamas, of course, no? So that's one thing, no? Subong scrub suits are worn in and out of the hospital, no? So you rattle every time you walk due to all the equipment in your pockets. That's the purpose of why scrub suits have a lot of huge pockets sa pants, no? So it's not designed there for nothing, no? One huge pocket, no, sa imo nga pants, no, would mean no, so one huge pocket would be, no, sa imo nga pants here, no, is for the books, no. So bong hindi na books. That is why sa nursing we I don't know if you can we have a lot of pocket books. We call that pocket books. May pocket pag ginadi sa babaw, may pocket pag ginadire, no. Why do we call it pocket books? Because a book should be like amo lang ni siya ka this big, no, hindi na siya dako, so that you can put it in a pocket and you can buy it, no, you can buy it in Amazon, you can buy it in, and it's Lipicon. Even our bookstore sells that, CNE sells that, no, pero it's specialized like for ICU nursing, for orthopedic nursing, for pediatric nursing, nutrition nursing, etc. No, so it's just pocket books that you can just put it, or medical surgical nursing. Swerte ka kung kabakal ka medical surgical nursing sa dere sa Pilipinas. So these are pocket books that you place into that pocket there for you to read. Subong, you can have your pad, you can have your cell phones or gadgets, no. Ang Corazon Doksin kabudlay pa sila pa yun sa una that our students, the gadgets have application of medical surgical nursing. Pero amo man na cautious man kami because there are some students nga gahampang instead of med surg nga application. So para wala lang bato na lang sang lasal kung the hospital would complain and get the attention of the student once the students are caught handling na sang iya nga gadget or cell phone. Okay, next is, so there, no, and of course no, may ari na di may makita ka na di in some scrub suits either sa pants or sa iya nga shirt, sa diri na yon may ara na daw loose end nga daw may buho siya 1 2 3. This is where you hang your ball pen, your bandage scissors, and your pen light, no. So no, that is why when your scrub suits were designed, it was designed by Gabia, no, our student before, no, and he's gay, no. The first thing, because ang ayas ng scrub suits ng girls is the dusters, and we realized nga mabihangan ka because subong ang mga girls don't use the chemise anymore, kag wala naga-usar pantilet or shorts, so basi mabihangan, no, and sometimes maugtas ka lang sa estudyante, wala na naga-shorts, may gapanti na lang, so kung matumba, makita ang iyang panty, etc. No, I'm very hard. That's truth. No, so that is why it was designed in 2005. In 2005. Now, 2004 we started to design, and the first time we have our scrub suits, it has two huge bias tape on the sides, no. So ang tsura is daw green, kag may bias tape nga cream. Ang tsura daw police, no. Nga mo nang in the OR kinakadlawan na daw traffic enforcer, no. So that was why it is taken off. That is why you have now your scrub suits are full green with only the USLS, no, on the shirt and a pocket there, no. Pero ako sang una, I wanted to put some pockets on the side. Problem lang, if it's garterized, kag tapos do na overuse na, gakaluslus ang garter. Because the real scrub suits that you got to buy, especially if it comes from abroad, it is garterized at the same time. You have a drawstring, no, nga para you can lock it. No? So, amo na siya. And it has a lot of pockets. No? So, yeah. No? So, all of those things are ano tanan, no? And the money, sa una, ang money, I put it in a go-go wrapper and I bring a go-go wrapper because syempre, not to prevent also and not to risk the students' money, ibutang na sa go-go wrapper and tie it, no, sa string, no, on the side, or pin it, no, with a safety pin in the pocket para at least everywhere you go, ara. Pero not bringing the coins, of course, no, because everything else is there. You bring your own house there inside your whole um locker inside your pockets. Almost everything is amusing eventually, so everything every day is different from the other day and the other hour. You can discuss all bodily fluids and functions over dinner. Peeing, pooping, etc., we just talk about it casually, no? We talk about blood loss, no, and blood everywhere, no, while we are eating dinuguan and puto, no, so, and all of those. We talk about orthopedic surgery while we are eating kansi, no, so that's how a nurse is very rude, very brutally, no, careless. No? So, but that's nursing. That's why we always enjoy discussing, no, anything, everything hospital while we are eating or while we are meeting other people, no, especially meeting each other, no, anywhere. But of course, subong hindi, no. Your bladder can expand to the size of a minivan. True, no, because of course, when we are working, we sometimes are forgetting to urinate, no. That's one thing, no, and of course, no, that's why kidney ang possibility. But of course, hindi matapima that our bladder gets overflowing because we seldom drink water, especially if we are doing something, especially if you are in a highly specialized area. No, that's why kung dumangihi ka. So that is why in OR, I would always inform students that before you do your scrubbing, no, gina-approximate ko and tell the surgeon, are you ready? Because if you are, then I will ask the student to scrub. But if you are not yet ready, then hindi ko siya na magpa-scrubon. Because primarily, I ask the student to scrub, ginapaihi ko na siya because we don't know how long the surgery would take, no, especially the students nga may numtubi, and like kung tigulang ka na ya, if you drink, you really have to program yourself that every this number of hours mangihi ka, no, to empty your bladder para at least it would be filled in back pag hindi ka ma-discomfort, no. Amo naman ba ng surgeon, butangan ta nila na blatchay catheter, no. So but then of course, no, but then if it's a call of nature in the middle of the surgery, especially if it's a long surgery, we can always scrub out, no, and do our call of nature, and we can scrub in again, no, pwede gina siya. It's a matter of it's a matter of ano tawag, talking with the people in the OR, no. So of course, we don't deprive. Ako yan for one. I do not deprive the students if she needs to go to the bathroom. You can sleep and drool anywhere and not be embarrassed. Yeah, anywhere. We can sleep at the kiddie table or the instruments table. We can sleep on the OR table, anywhere, no. So probably ano na lang ang wala ko natulugan, no. Everywhere, no. So okay, so nurses, we are, no, so we don't have no qualms in wherever we sleep, in whatever position we sleep, no. I even have a student sa una, no, in the wards, tuyo nagurguro in the wall ga mo na ako, no. So miss nag-iglip lang ko, miss, because I was not able to sleep last night, no. Ako I'm very understanding. That's why I always tell student, if you are sick, just report, no, because it's up to CI to excuse you, and that would not be counted against you because at least you have an effort to go to duty, no. So I would like to share to you, because in psych nursing you will be designing your own shirts, no. So it's either for the whole section or for the entire, no, to the entire or per batch. So I saw this and I was kind of nanamian ko. I'm a nurse just like a normal nurse, except much cooler, no? But of course, we don't wear black there, so we can play with other colors. But this is very cool, no, nga t-shirt for a cyclist, no? But pagkita mo na nga classmate mo gasuksok na, di ba? Your anxiety with regards to your duty, especially your patients, gakadula, no? So that's also one, no? So let me give you a survey, no, or about nurses and how much they are earning, no. So currently, no, in 2018, in California, no, a nurse earns about a psych nurse, I'm trying to say, is earning about 106,000. So that's roughly about $10,000, no, per month, no, as a psych nurse, no. And of course, in Hawaii, that's 98, no, at least, no, 90. Cost of living in California is very high, so at least, no, amo na sila kadako, no. So remember, in the US, if you have $100, now you can have your whole week, now, or even more than a week nga groceries, no. And ang pinakaano is Colombia is 92, 350. In Massachusetts, that's 92, 140. Massachusetts, though, ang cost of living is not as expensive, no. And Oregon is 91.80. Ang New York, wala din nila gindala, no. So, and all those nga are paying good, no. Ang Texas, wala, because ang sa Texas, not so much daw ang payment, no. But it's really very competitive in Texas because kadamo to sang mga research institute na health institution. Okay, so what are the qualities of a mental health nurse? No, so number one, that is one of your tasks. No, is self-awareness. No, being aware of yourself, self-acceptance, the way we accept ourselves, our flaws. No, our warts and everything, we have to accept that. No pretense. No, accepting the patient. No, who they are. Sincere interest on the patient, honesty and sincerity. Not only because you're interested in her case, that's one thing, we cannot deny that, but the sincerest interest, to help him or bring him in the road of recovery. And empathizing with patient is also one thing. Again, empathize and not sympathize. No, being reliable, accurate, consistent in everything that you do. No, being a professional, of course, always give a gap, no, from your patient. No, we wanted to help the patient, but do not, we don't give him a false assurance that we would always be there for him or her. No, so it is not constant. No, so accountability, yeah, we should know our limits, our extent, and we have to be accountable for everything that we are doing, to our patient and to the family as well. And critical thinking ability, this is very, very important in psych nurse. Because if we don't have this, definitely we will be swayed, by the patients. No, and we will be swayed and probably be manipulated by the patient, and that is what we don't want, no, to resort our students to. No, so okay. So what are the different qualities of a psychiatric nurse? No, so a psychiatric professional nurse, should have NURSE. The first is nobility and knowledge. No, so we should be knowledgeable. That is why, very importantly, history taking for patients. No, our anamnesis is very vital. So if we are not just very, it's very crucial also, and it's very difficult to attain. But yeah, our nurses, our La Salle nurses nailed it, no? And in fact, they had a very, very comprehensive anamnesis with their patients individually. U stands for usefulness and understanding, no? Why a psychiatric nurse should be, a lot of understanding, entails a lot of patient as well, no? That is for the patient and family. Remember, they are there for to learn from you, no? So we have to educate them. They have given you their trust, no? R stands for righteousness and responsibility. Righteousness is we do not shortchange, we do not trick, our patient. But again, let me I've been reiterating this genuineness, no, in how we care for them, simplicity and sympathy. Okay, but of course, no, sympathy, but then empathy is better, no, kaya nga ang sympathy nakulbaan ko ni usually, because if the if the student sympathizes to the patient, no, though he is feeling what the patient is feeling, so daw may ara na ta daw gaka shared na psychosis, so we don't want that. So empathy is still for me, no, but we sympathize, no, and adhere to the cause why we are there, and of course E for efficiency and equanimity, no. So again, mag-equanimity, altruism, no, that's altruism, going down to the level of your patient to understand him better and as to where he or she is coming from, no. So so those are qualities of a psychiatric professional nurse. But of course, I wanted you also to earn these qualities as we continue to go on our journey and becoming a good, better, and competent Lasallian professional nurses. No, so that would be the end of this. I hear, I know, no need na. Okay, here pa. So here I also saw this clip is what are the trends of a psychiatric nurse. So again, no, clear insight with high self-understanding. So that is still self-awareness. Psychiatric and medical surgical nursing skills and knowledge. Again, it is most of the time we can see physiologic responses and physiologic manifestations coming from the patient. So it's more on psychosomatic, no. So dapat kabalo kita na sa relationship. Good and effective communication skills, no. Honesty is one. Again, earning the trust of the patient is another one, no. And competent, punctual, and cooperative, and of course very calm, no. It's not because the patient gets violent, balusan mo man nga pagka-violente and you raise your voice. Remember, you can never raise your voice to your patient, no. Even if sometimes like kami and other staff nurses ma-raise ang voice, diin ka naman nagkadto, no. But then again, there is some therapeutic in that, no, in every sense. Because I realize nga kung ang estudyante mag-raise ang voice, doon na init na ng estudyante. So lain kami our capacity is different in terms of how we probably it's authority, no. I would that especially sa nurses in the area, it's their authority, no, to say no nga, or to reprimand a patient on that end, no. So those are no qualities of a psych nurse, and I hope no and pray no that if everything goes back, then definitely no we can really have a realization that our part in psychiatric nursing is really very vital. Now I was saying kagaina about Johari's window, no. So this is your assignment, and with the other section, let me check the time. Okay, in the other section, nurses, no, I was like, I was asking them, and Nicole said, nga ibutangi lang kuno, may link lang siya. Sino ganing mayor niyo? Si Junjon. Robert, where are you? Robert.
Yes, miss.
Sige. I know Junjun is very techy in terms of this. I will be asking you to make a Joe Harris window, but ako yung nga tao, every time I do stuffs like journaling, I wanted to be pen and paper, no? So in a way, I wanted you to draw your Johari's window. I gave you I sent you illustrations in your canvas. Go check it out, no? And some samples also of the words that probably and characteristics that you can choose from. Pero kung wala dira, you can have your own, no? So I wanted it to be handwritten in a bond paper, no, either short or long, what have you, because and I wanted you to take a picture of your Johari's window. In other words, one side lang ang himuan, and you take a picture, but I wanted you to send it, no, everybody, this is for everybody to send it, but I want Robert to have it sa isa lang gid, like example sending it to my email nga isa lang gid siya bala ka attachment, Bert, pwede na.
Yes, miss, Google Drive lang ko. Maubra lang ko Google Drive, dra nila ipas.
And you said me, but can we be assured of confidentiality of their staff? Nga hindi, of course, si Robert malang submitan yung Robert, hindi mo magbasahon.
Hindi ko pagbasahon, miss. Yes, miss.
O may salig man ko sa imo, akay daw busy ka man sa love life mo, so hindi basahon. No, but anyways, please send it to Robert, no, or yeah, to Mayor Junjun. So that will be due on Friday pa, no? So that's I think wait. February 5. No? So this is the instruction. So you will be doing your journal, and the journal should be um in no the canvas, no, so you can just type it down. Nabutangan ko to bala nga text entry. I will go on check after this, no, nga text entry. So you have 11 a.m. now until Friday, no, or February 5, 11:30 a.m. also. Kagaka-confuse ko sang 12, no, supposedly 12 noon, pero kaka-confuse ko na base mag 12:59 and the students will be confused, so that's why 11:30 na lang in the morning. So that has to be submitted na to Robert or a day before that ang Johari, so that Robert can send it to me through my email. Bert, ang email ko is m.ba.edu.ph, no? At usls.edu.ph. So that's the same emails that we have, no? So um so you got to take a picture of your Johari. So ang first naton is the journal. So very brief lang ang journal, that is 20 points also supposedly, no? So 10 for the journal and 10 supposedly for Johari's window, that is graded. Pero ang Johari's window automatic, once you submit, that's 10. Now, why do I want you to keep your original Johari's window? No, again, do not alter in any way, put it in an envelope or put it something safe, because should we be able to go for a psych exposure, I wanted you to paste that in your journal, no, to see ang dira and probably compare, no, to what you have now, and probably by the time that you are more knowledgeable, more open, more self-aware, you got to check kung ano the mga lapses mo, no? So that has to be handwritten. Now, how do we do a Johari's window? So there are 4 squares in the Johari's window. Do I have everybody's attention? Do I have everybody's attention? Excuse
Yes,
me.
miss.
Yeah, because the one that said Shaya was Dr. Rahel was a video. So the more that it gets complicated, because when I viewed all the videos, budlay in Chidihon. Because for me, Johari's window is as simple as our life is. No? So I don't want to make your life miserable. No? Ang other section was like asking me kung ano na, sa anong Johari's window, kay may video sila kuno. So kung ambot makutan lang, but I will not be giving the video kay malingin ulo mo, kay do kadamo, complicated. But anyways, but you can check no videos from Google and YouTube. Okay, so there are 4 boxes. So the 4 boxes is here. You have the first box. This one is the open self. So this open self is what is known to you. No, nga kabalo ka, no, and known to others. Example, if I am Robert, I would say, guwapo kuya. No? So guwapo. Everybody says, guwapo ka, Bert. And Robert would say, I look at the mirror and I see a handsome face. So butang mo da, known to you, I am handsome. So it is an information about you that both you and others know. So it's a given. Like probably I would say, JP, Caspe is really very smart. And he knows he is smart. And he would say, and he would probably be shy and say, hindi, nagatuon lang ko, miss. But for me, you are smart. For your classmate, you are smart. Then that is open self. Everybody thinks so, that you are smart. What is unknown to self? So blind self. No? So maghambal ka sang blind self. These are information about you that you don't know but others do know. So this naman, you ask your bestest friend. no? If it's not too difficult for you, you ask her and you write it down, no? Ikaw mismo sulat, no? Ang Johari though, usually when I have this, I want it to be do lain-lain color para ma-determine mo gid, but not the you don't use this color nga neon, no, like a red, a purple, or a violet, a black, no, red, blue, and black and violet. Probably that's very fisting. No, anything that can be seen very clearly, no, in the white bond paper, no. So you ask your friend, no. Your friend can be reliable, but friends, you have to be honest also, no. So a friend can be here, no, your classmate. It can be from another, no. And please, no, in your and beneath, you know, you put an open and close parentheses and do citation like the name of your friend, or ang iya lang nga, like example ang ngalan niya si Gami, so it's Gami, no, nga butangda para at least, no, you know, I'm very OC with in terms of ethical consideration. So yeah, no, so butangda si Gami, no, or if your best friend is your sister, it's your sister, it's Sissy, no. So ara na da, no. So dira, but you know, kung utod ta, they're very frank, no, and they are very you know, very monstrously very frank, no. So that's the blind self, no. Hidden self are information about you that you know but others don't know, so you write there, like example, no, I have a student before, she was batch 2004. Again, butangaya, I feel horny, no, every time I see a guy I feel horny, kung maga PMS ko and I feel like doing sex, that's her. And she's not doing that anyways, no. Pero amo lang gina siya. And you know, we just laugh at it. Pero she's saying, yeah, that's true, miss. And ko, yeah, that's true. But can you get out of your house? I have a boyfriend. So ko, okay lang na sa boyfriend mo. No? So that's the hidden self, no? So you can write there, or you have butang mo da, I have a crush, no, nga of amune, or probably, you know, you don't need to spit out the name anyway, no. I don't need that, no. Ang malantawon ko lang kung na-plastar, pero kung hindi, then definitely, no, it's up to you, no. Or probably butang mo da, nobody knows this, but I'm the wife of kung si sino man da, no. Sino na da nga mga ano, sino ganing gwapo nga singer subong, si David, si Puth, no. So butang mo da, no, I'm the secret wife of the amuna. So it's just your fantasy, it's just your hidden self, no. Basi pa lang ya, no. Or I will be the next Philippine president, no, or I will be the next Bond, I will be the next ano da, or I will be joining the Miss Universe. Why not? No, we have beautiful people in nursing, no, and very smart pa. And of course, the fourth box is unknown self, information about you that neither you nor others know. So anong unknown self mo, no? Butang mo lang da, no. Some people would put it open, no, pero ibutang mo lang da ang unknown self mo. Artistic. I'm artistic. And it seems that nakita mo, you have dreamt of becoming an artist, pero it's just that though wala ka man ability mag-art, no. So ako usually I put there artwork. I used to do arts, pero subok I don't even do a single stroke, no, wala. Siguro I'm not just inspired, no. So I used to have painting lessons at Limguan sang una, sang when I was very young, no. So yeah, unknown self, no. I can be an art, you can be an artist. Ako sa una I used to make poems, but now subong I think I am not inspired anymore. I don't do that. No? So those are stuff, no. Ako I wanted to recall, siling ko, if I age, 3 things that I wanted to do, no. Paint again, no, or sketch. Second is doing literatures, no, sulat-sulat lang, no. And third na gusto ko gid is crochet, balang crochet. So I have how many 10 more years before I can probably fulfill those dreams of mine, no. So those are my retirement goals, no. So those may be stuffs that you try to dream, no. So if you have you are still very young, but definitely, no, in your young healthy brain, makaubragid ka na, no. So these are examples, and I shared this to you, no. So here. Pwede nyo man, no, you can put that here, how others see you, no. Ara ni siya sa aton nga canvas, you can check out, no, ang facade or hidden self, you can hear that, no, silly or I'm very sexually romantic, butang ninyo da, no, we are in the age now, no, nga that's acceptable, no, just as long as you don't scatter yourself, no, so things I don't know, what are the blind spot, no, if this is not, because ang makita ko diya is very positive, pero kung negative, you can write it down, no, and of course unknown, no, nga self, no, yeah, no, you can have those dreams of yours, you can put how anxious you are, no, ako, I'm very anxious, I don't know it, but other people say that I'm very confident, no, pero for me, I'm very anxious. I'm an anxious person, gamay-gamay lang, but you know, siguro nagka-overwhelm ako sa akon nga confidence level. Okay, no, so these are examples, you can add your own, no, if it's the opposite, then you can write it down, no, and of course here, still brief definition of Joe Harris, no. Joe Harry is from two people, from Joseph and Harry. They are the two theories that came up with this model, and this model have been very, very effective since the time, no, that it was developed, no. So Johari's window, I think, was in 1985. So that was why when we were in college, we were able to do Joe Harris window also. No, up to this time, it has proven to be very effective and reliable, and also very convenient for us. No, again, save the original copy. No, picture and anyway, the file would not be to ang mga file kay pictures lang, IMG mo lang, images mo lang. So that's 45 images all in all. No, okay, and that's it. No, so thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for standing by. You can start browse. Oh no, hindi pa. At 11 pa man to. So have a good rest and have a good day ahead of you. Days ahead of you. Have a blissful weekend. And see you a week after next week. Again, this time we will have a post test. No? So from the lessons that we had, history, and parts of what we have, no, as day one, no. So thank you again, section C. Leave Jesus in our hearts forever.
Forever.
Salamat everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Miss.
Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.